My name is Mike Kurish. I'm the CEO of the Associated School Employees Credit Union. For the next few minutes, we'll be talking about investing for retirement. For many people, retirement seems like something that's in the distant future. Yet, long-term planning for retirement is essential for everyone. After completing today's activities, you'll be able to explain the difference and the benefits of funding retirement early. We'll also compare the features and benefits of retirement plans such as 401ks and IRAs. For many people, retirement means a time of spending time with family. Others, it means traveling. Whatever you intend to do for retirement, you need to make sure that you have the funds available to do this. It may seem odd or even counterproductive to start thinking about and planning for retirement so soon after you begin work. After all, retirement is several decades away at this point. Yet people begin planning for retirement as soon as they enter the workforce. We're going to look at why it's important to start early. In this chart, you see two different individuals who make initial investments of $5,000 a year. The individual on the blue line begins at age 25, while the individual on the yellow line begins their investment at 35. As I said, each worker puts $5,000 a year into their retirement. The first at age 22, the second at age 32, 10 years later. Both plans grow at a rate of 6%. However, we can see at the age of retirement that the individual that started at age 22 has nearly twice as many funds as the individual that started at 32. Why is this? The reason for this is that your investment is compounding. Both worker one retired at age 67. Worker one has $1,063,717 in his retirement, while worker two has $557,173. What are the consequences of not saving? If you wait to start saving, you're going to find that you're not going to have enough money at your retirement. Normally, most people need between 70 and 80% of their annual income at the age of retirement. Most people say, well, I have Social Security. Well, Social Security will take care of about 40% of your retirement needs. So the consequences of not having enough money put away for retirement is going to either mean that you're not going to have the money to do the things that you would like to do, or you're not going to have the money to pay for necessities such as certain medical expenses that may come about at that point in time. And another consequence of not starting early means that an individual may want or may be forced to work longer than they originally intended to. So it's important to start your retirement funding as soon as you start work. It's important to not to wait until after you've paid off your student loans or you've paid or bought a home. And it's important that we not wait till our end of our work career before we start our retirement. Why is it wise to begin saving and investing for retirement as soon as you begin? The correct answers to this question is one, saving and investing early demonstrates responsibility, which is likely to impress your superiors and lead to career advances. No. The sooner you start to focus on retirement, the longer your savings has to grow and compound. Yes. If you start saving and investing early, you will not have to save and invest later when you'll be making more money. Are people who save and invest for retirement in their mid-20s can retire in their late 40s? I think the correct answer to this would be the sooner you start to focus in retirement, the longer your savings has to grow and to compound. Correct. Most people must save money for their retirement. There are two ways of doing this. One is a 401k program. A 401k program is a company-sponsored retirement plan that invest funds in stocks, bonds, or other investments on a pre-tax basis. So workers do not pay taxes on the money on their 401k until they withdraw. On the other hand, an IRA is a self-directed retirement account, which allows individuals to set aside and invest money that grows over time, just as a 401k does. There are two different types of IRA programs. One is a traditional IRA, and the other is a Roth IRA. Each one comes with its own benefits and its own features, along with drawbacks. How does a 401k program work? Well, the first step to a 401k program is that you need to enroll and invest at your employer. The worker enrolls in their 401k plan. They decide how much of their money or how much of each pay they want deducted to go into their retirement program. And they can choose from different investment options as to where that money is placed, whether it's stocks, bonds, or just regular savings accounts. They can continue to contribute to their 401k over a period of time. Over time, they may choose to increase the amount that they want to have withheld each pay. There are limits to the amount that an individual can set aside for a 401k program. Also, with a 401k program, there are penalties if you choose to withdraw the funds in your plan before you reach age 59 and a half. Once a worker reaches age 59 and a half, they can begin to withdraw from their 401k program without penalties. They pay the tax on the amount of money that they withdraw. So what are the pluses and minuses of a 401k program? One of the pluses is that many companies will match your contribution. This means that this is almost like free money that the employer is giving you to prepare for your retirement. The drawback is that workers cannot always keep their money in the 401k program when they change jobs. The new employer may not offer a 401k program. However, for individuals such as this, they can roll over their money into other retirement programs that are self-directed. Again, we mentioned earlier that there's penalties for early withdrawal. If you need to withdraw the money out of your 401k program before you are 59 and a half, the government will assess a penalty of 10% on the amount withdrawn. And sometimes there's limitations or options as to how you can invest the money. Many employers don't have funds that would be of interest to an employer, or if they want to change their investment, sometimes fees come with it. Which of the following are the benefits of a 401k program? You don't have to pay taxes until you withdraw the money from your account. You can choose to be part of any 401k program you like. You're restricted as to whatever your employer allows. You can contribute as much as you want each year. No, the government imposes limitations as to how much can be put into a 401k program. And many employers offer to match a portion of your contribution. That is true. Now we're going to talk about IRAs and how different IRAs work. First of all, the traditional IRA. Traditional IRAs, first of all, are available from banks, credit unions, investment firms. And with these firms, you can determine what investment vehicle you want the money invested into. There are limits to the amount that can be deposited into an traditional IRA. In the year 2020, the limit was $6,000 for people who are under 50 years of age. For individuals who were over age 50, the limit was $7,000. On a traditional 401k, on a traditional IRA program, you usually do not have to pay taxes on your contribution. The investment grows over time. And if you withdraw the money early, again, you must pay taxes on the amount withdrawn, plus pay a penalty. At age 59 and a half, you can begin to withdraw your funds from your traditional IRA without a penalty. However, you will be taxed on the amount that you withdraw. At age 70, the government requires you to remove a portion of your of your IRA. It's called a required minimum distribution. Another type of IRA program is called a Roth IRA program. In many ways, it's similar to the traditional IRA, but there are some differences. Again, Roth IRAs are available from credit unions, banks, and investment firms. Like the traditional IRA, you can choose your investment options. The federal government sets limits on how much you can contribute each year, like the traditional IRA. The limits change over time, and they're different for individuals at different ages. Different from the traditional IRA is that you pay taxes on your original contribution. The investment grows, but it grows tax-free over a period of time. And like the traditional IRA program, if you withdraw money early, there is a 10% penalty on the amount that you withdraw. At age 59 and a half, you can again begin to withdraw money from your Roth IRA account without any penalty and without having to pay taxes on the amount of withdrawal. There's never a requirement that requires you to withdraw any certain amount. Another benefit of Roth IRAs is that they're easy to pass along to your heirs in a traditional IRA. So let's look at some characteristics of each of the IRA accounts we've just talked about. First question is, there is no requirement to withdraw a certain amount. Well, this is a feature of the Roth IRA. After 59 and a half, you can withdraw money, but you have to pay taxes on it. Well, with the traditional IRA, the money went in tax-free, so you pay your taxes when you withdraw the money out of the traditional IRA. You pay taxes on the money you put into the account, or you pay taxes on the money you put into the account when you put it in. This is a feature of the Roth IRA. You do not pay taxes on the money you put into the account until you withdraw it. I believe this is what we talked about as a feature of the traditional IRA program. After 59 and a half, you can withdraw money without paying taxes on it. This is a benefit of a Roth IRA account. Get that in the red box here. You must withdraw a certain amount of money each year after age 70. We talked about the required minimum distribution for a traditional IRA account. Rule: you should retire with an investment portfolio that's about 25 times what you need to withdraw in your first year. So if you need to take $40,000 from your savings that first year, you will need to enter retirement with $1 million. Here are a few additional guidelines to remember when saving and investing for retirement. One, a reminder: don't wait too long to begin saving and investing. Delays make it much harder to achieve your goals. Recall the example of the individual that started putting money in their retirement at age 22 compared to the individual who waited until they were 32 to do so. Make a habit of paying yourself first and contributing a portion of every paycheck to your retirement account. Your retirement contribution should be budgeted. With the 401k program that we spoke about, the employer can take out a small portion out of each pay to put into your 401k program. Over time, you will not miss the amount of money that they're taking out. Always take full advantage of matching contributions if your company offers an employer-sponsored plan. Again, a feature of the 401k program was that employers usually or can sometimes match the contribution that you put in. This is like free money that's for your retirement. And it's possible to use a multiple retirement program. So there's nothing that precludes a person from having a 401k program where they work and also having an IRA program that's self-directed. So at this point, I would encourage you to go to your student activities and answer the questions that you have there. This concludes our session on investment for retirement.